says find the domain of the function. Remember, what number was that other one? And we put all real numbers. And I said your domain's always going to be all real numbers except if you're dealing with fractions or square roots. So number 10. It was number 10. So this one has a fraction involved. So since there is a variable in the denominator, if that variable was not in the denominator and there was just a number down there, then we could say all real numbers. But because there's a variable down there, there is some number that will create a 0 in the denominator. Now it's kind of hard to see what this is, but can we all agree that the denominator cannot be 0? We can all agree on that, right? So what we're going to do is take your denominator, which is 2 minus 5x, and we're going to set it equal to 0, because what this is going to do is it's going to give us the value that does create the 0. And once we know what that number is, that's the only number we can't plug in. We can plug in any other number except the answer to that equation. So I'm going to have to subtract 2 from both sides. And that's going to leave me negative 5x equals negative 2. Divide both sides by negative 5. And that's going to leave me a positive, because it's a negative over a negative, 2/5. So what that means is I can plug in any number I want except 2/5. If I plug in 2/5, that's going to give me a 0 in the denominator. So that is going to be option B. All right, 19. Solve by elimination. Remember, in elimination, we add our two equations together, and we want one of our variables to eliminate. So will that happen with this system, or do I need to multiply to make it happen? It will happen, because which variable will eliminate? My y's will, yeah. When I go to add these together, positive 4y and negative 4y definitely cancels each other out. That's going to leave me with 2x plus 6x, which is 8x. And 10 and negative 82 is negative 72. So divide both sides by 8. What's x have to be? X equals negative 9. Now again, because we're dealing with the system, that's only half of our answer. So to find the other half, pick one of your equations. Doesn't matter which one. I'm just going to pick the top one, again, because it's smaller numbers. That's my only reason for doing that. So 2 times negative 9, well, here, I'll back it up. I'll write that original equation. 2x plus 4y equals 10. So I'm going to replace my x with negative 9. And I'm going to solve. You guys might be able to solve this faster than me. We've done so many of these. Y equals 7. So we have negative 9, 7. Oops. So there's my answer, negative 9, 7. Yeah, this one we didn't have to do any multiplication on. We were able just to start off right with elimination.
What you doing?
It's right there.
I'm sorry.
All right. Well, we have one more, and then we're going to be done. Find an equation of the line having the given slope and containing the given point. Man, we've written a lot of equations, haven't we? You should be pros at this by now. So we have a slope and we have a point. So that's when we use that point slope form. So it's y minus my y coordinate, which is 8. My slope is negative 4. And then x minus my x coordinate. We need to simplify. So distribute. And once you do that, then you can start moving terms. And it looks like all I have to do is add 8, and I will have my answer. And there we go. So y equals negative 4x plus 24 has a slope of negative 4, and if we graphed it, it would go through the 0.48.